morning. So I had a small idea for this space that I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try to implement it today and see how I like it. After my first studio refresh, I'll leave a link to that video somewhere here. I had a couch over here, and in the end, I took it out. I wanted a place to be able to lounge and kind of rest in the room, and I feel like the couch over here was just too much in the way because it was in between, obviously, the entrance and where I do my computer work when I'm editing the video. So I would always have to go around it. It just made the space feel cramped. And then I upgraded to this larger table. Once this was in the room, there was definitely no way to fit both this table and the couch. The thing is, I do love having a big workspace. I love it when I have people over, like my nieces come over, and when we do arts and crafts and stuff, it's really great to have such a big space, like for everyone to just kind of gather around. But when I'm working on my own, which is like 90% of the time, I don't really use the entire space. I use about half of this table. So now I'm thinking, what if we find a better placement for the couch? We go back to the old work table that I had in here, which I still have. It's just in another room right now. And see if that arrangement is better. Let's give it a shot. I was thinking another benefit to doing this is I would make better use of the curtains that I've never really been able to showcase just because like it's not a nice setup. Also, what I would like to do is hang this mirror up here, just because it would be nice to have a place to kind of check myself before I start filming. But first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay out a big rug, the rug that used to be in here. I'm gonna lay it out to further define this space. See, that's nice, right? Can you imagine it here with the couch up against the curtains? I think that would look nice. Maybe I can put in a mini coffee table situation. Yeah, I think that would work. I'm gonna go get the couch. Maybe here. And then a couch, and then I have these two like little side, smaller chairs that can be used as either like a coffee table or extra seating. These little, I don't know what you call them, like extra seating table things. I honestly don't know what to call them, like for lack of a better word. These used to be in my brother's room, and he stopped using them because they were scratching up his floors. So I figured I just got these little like protectors for the feet, and I hope that they don't scratch up my floor. I feel this is a very realistic way to do makeovers in your space. Like, you're not gonna go out and buy all new furniture every time you want a little bit of a change in your room. And like I always say, you always have to live in a space for a bit to see what you think it needs and what like its function is going to be. We always have like pieces like this that like are not being used or, you know, have just been forgotten. So I like to find a way to make them work in the space. Last one here is hoping that these don't scratch up my floors, because that is the one new thing in this studio, and it would break my heart if these scratched up the floors, which is also why I laid out the really big rug, you know, just in case. So now there's a space for lounging, there's a space to put up your feet and like put down a cup of coffee. Let's figure out what we can do about the workspace area. Because this still needs to function as like my studio for when I'm doing arts and crafts and painting and things. Yeah, those used to be in your room, but remember they scratched up the floor, so I added little feet protectors for them. But what do you think?
But I told them to still buy the Parmesan.
Okay.
Because We can still use it because permission doesn't expire fast.
Okay.
So if we can just find it, so we can use it. We can't use it like if not ours.
Okay.
You know?
Yes, I understand. I could hang these up here. That would be cool, right? My only concern is behind me is the wall where I like to keep things hidden. So if I hang this here, will it shine a spotlight on that when I'm filming? I don't know, but then again, it's not like I hide a lot of things from you guys. You know that there's always a mess somewhere behind the camera. All right, workstation area. Let us see if I can keep the giant table because it's huge and it's actually really heavy and really difficult to move around. It's one of the reasons why I want to get rid of it because like when I'm trying to just like move slightly anywhere, it's so heavy I have to call someone in to help me move it. Actually, that's how heavy this thing is. I can already tell. I feel like it's taking up way too much space. Watch me move all of this and then a month from now decide I liked it better the old way and put everything back. Okay, it's been known to happen. Do you see what I mean? This table is so big and so heavy. It's so hard for me to move around on my own. But see, it's taking up the entire walkway. Okay, gentle. Is it too big? I feel like it's too big. When I do a good job, when I know that, oh, the thing that I've moved or the thing that I've added to the room is perfect, I see it and I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy I did that. That's exactly what it needed. But this just doesn't feel right. I'm really just procrastinating because I don't want to have to disassemble this and then move it. What I'm gonna do is, I have some clothes that I need to repair. So I'm gonna work on that first, see how I like it in this layout before I make any bigger changes. I don't know, man. It just feels a little tight in here. I don't know how I like it. I don't know. Is it too tight? Is it too crowded in here? I don't know. I hate to say it, but I've been working here all afternoon making a lot of repairs and it's really just too big for the space. It actually looks fine on camera, I think, but when you're working and things get messy, like all my supplies get moved around and like people coming in and out of the room and trying to walk around the table, trying to walk around you while you're working, it's just taking up too much space. So I'm gonna have to disassemble it. We do have another table that might actually be just a teeny tiny bit smaller than this one and would serve the same purpose. I think I kind of like having a square table more than a rectangular one. I think it fits the space better. So I'm gonna try to replace this with that. I'm okay. Okay. Na. Nay isa, times up. Na. Okay, buhi. Butang sa balik. Oh my gosh, ano kita? Di na yun ni pwede mo gawas. Okay. Sige, butang sa balik. Hay. Oh. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was complaining about how heavy the first table was when this one is made out of like real wood. So this is a mahjong table that was salvaged from my grandmother's old house. And when I thought of like, oh, I would like a square table so several people can still work at it, but like a smaller one, so it's not taking up too much space. And then I remembered we had this that we weren't using. It was just like being used as a storage table. And look, it's beautiful. It doesn't quite go with the decor of the room, but like, it is a beautiful table. And because it's a mahjong table, it has drawers, as you might have heard us struggling with because they kept falling out as we were trying to put it in. And then it has little, like, for your cups, which I will probably use for like water, for my pens, for my painting and stuff. Oh, I think this might work. I must look like such a sweaty mess. So the reason why I can't commit to anything is obviously because, once again, I need to see how it will work in the space itself before I decide whether I want to keep it in here or not. I think for the sake of my poor helpers who have to help me lug around all the heavy furniture whenever I have these crazy whims, I better make it work. So, okay, I think this is okay. So it's been about a week since I first started doing all the changes to this space, and after living in here for a while, I gotta say I like the changes that I've made. I feel like this corner is very cozy. I have a real plant in here for once, because all the plants you've ever seen inside the studio have been fake, since I'm not the best plant tita, to be completely honest with you. So I'm really hoping that I don't accidentally do anything to this guy. I'm not 100% happy with the new work table just because it feels like its style doesn't fit in with the rest of the space. So an idea I have been toying around with in my head is possibly getting a standing desk for my computer area and using this pretty desk that I'm using for computer work now as the work table, as it was initially intended to be. That might be a future change that's coming to this room. But for now, this is where I've ended up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave it a like down below and leave me a comment on what you would have done differently, or if you like the changes that I've made. And I will see you in the next one.